All right, welcome back to the deep dive.
Hey there.
Today we're really getting into the weeds on consumer transparency. We're looking at how online legitimacy gets measured,
Hmm.
and our source material for this is a YouTube review of an e-commerce site called Plank and Beam Furniture.
Yeah, and this is such an essential task, especially for you, the person trying to make, a pretty big purchase online.
For sure.
So our mission today is really to unpack the methods in this review. Do these technical scores actually mean it's a safe place to shop?
Exactly. What are reviewers even looking at, and can we rely on it?
That's the core question.
Okay, so let's get into it. What were the key data points the reviewer used to size up this website? They started with a pretty strong case.
Oh, they did. A very strong technical case. First, the site got a trusty score of 100 out of 100,
Wow.
which the reviewer said is very good.
100 out of 100? I mean, that sounds definitive.
You'd think so.
Hmm.
And second, they pointed out the website server was operating really smoothly.
Okay, so good sign of professional management.
Right. And it wasn't just those two things. The review claimed to have checked, I think, what was it, 40 different elements.
40, yeah, 40 different elements. Everything from where it's hosted, the technology, its popularity. I mean, if you check 40 things and get a perfect score, shouldn't that be the end of the story?
Well, this is what's so fascinating. What do those 40 checks actually cover?
Yeah.
A technical score like that, 100 out of 100, it usually just confirms the basics. Does the site have an SSL certificate? Is the domain name registered?
The technical stuff.
Exactly. It's a technical checklist.
Yeah.
But it doesn't measure the things you as a consumer really care about, like customer service, or if the shipping is reliable, or even the quality of the furniture.
So it confirms the website is, like, professionally built, but not that the business is trustworthy.
You got it. And that leads us to the crucial pivot point in this whole review.
Okay, so here's where it gets really interesting for me. Despite this perfect score, all these checks, what was the final conclusion?
The finding was, well, it was a paradox.
Mm.
An extraordinary paradox.
Go
on.
After all that analysis, the final verdict was that the website appeared to be a scam or legit website.
Wait. A scam or legit?
Mm.
That's not a verdict. That's just stating the two possible outcomes
Yeah.
after a 100 out of 100 score.
Exactly. It raises the big question, right? What does a perfect technical score actually mean if the final verdict is completely inconclusive?
Yeah, why undermine your own research like that?
It means the reviewer isn't willing to take on the liability for your decision.
Ah,
They confirmed the technical side is solid, but then they told a viewer to make a right conclusion on the basis of finally research,
so they're pushing the responsibility right back onto the consumer.
pushing it right back onto you. They're basically saying, hey, my 40 technical checks aren't enough for you to risk your money. You're on your own for the final call.
So let's just wrap our heads around this. We have a review with super high technical scores, a detailed process, but it ends with this completely contradictory, open-ended conclusion. It just shows that these big numbers, these scores, they can be a really poor substitute for actual consumer trust.
That's the key takeaway here. You have to recognize the limits of these automated tools. They measure the infrastructure, not the intent of the business or how they actually execute.
And by being inconclusive, they protect themselves, but they leave you, the shopper, exposed.
Precisely. So we want to leave you with a final thought on this.
Okay.
Given that this review was so inconclusive after checking 40 technical things, what's the single most important piece of personal investigation? Maybe looking at third-party product reviews or the fine print on the return policy. Is that one thing you would need to check before deciding to trust a new furniture site online?
Something to really think about next time an analysis sounds a little too good to be true, but gives you no real answer.